Yo guys, what's up? My name is Victor and welcome to Vracc Studio. Today is a very special video. It's my first Nintendo reveal. I'm back at my table. We're back with the holo table. I even put out my Switch. That's how much happy I am for covering something on the Switch and something that is originally from Nintendo. I am such a fanboy, and my first video game was the Nintendo 64, so I guess I'm always going to be attached to Nintendo that way. Now, today's game is Metroid Dread. Metroid is a very famous and beloved franchise from Nintendo. It's a first party. It never left Nintendo consoles, and I am really excited about this. This was an amazing game. So Metroid Dread is welcoming to new players. So if you haven't played a Metroid game yet, you are more than welcome to just pick it up, and the story will be told to you so far. Now, Metroid Dread is supposed to be the last entry in the Metroid series. Now, the Metroid series is divided into two distinct mainline series, and it has a few spin-offs. The first series is the one that Metroid Dread is in, which is the Metroid series. It's a series of 2D side-scrolling games, and since the new platforms, 3DS and now the Switch, it is a 3D side-scrolling platform. So basically, you walk left, you walk right, up and down, and it has 3D graphics in it. For the reason of it being primarily 2D graphics, we refer to it as Metroid 2D games. But, like I just said, it is 3D graphics in a side-scrolling platform. Now, the second series from Metroid is called Metroid Prime, and it is a series of FPS games, first-person shooters. We have 4 entries so far: Metroid Prime, Metroid Prime 2, Metroid Prime 3, and Metroid Prime Other M. Now, and I know many people are going to agree with me on this, there has been quite amount of years with Metroid Prime 4 in the making, and I'm not gonna get into that too much because today is all about Metroid Dread, sorry, but I just want to say it's been too long, Nintendo. Just give us the game already, and or cancel it. I mean, we need to know if it's really coming or it's not, because this whole in development cancel, development back on, this is going way too long. So we're gonna follow the same structure as previous videos. We're going story, then we go in combat and mechanics, then we get to graphics, and we finish the video. So when it comes to story, Metroid Dread is welcoming new players. It shows the story so far at the beginning, from Metroid 1 to Metroid Zero Mission. These titles have been out on the NES, the SNES, the Game Boy Advanced, the Switch now, and also the 3DS. Now, it's scattered across platforms, so if you want to play the past entries, just do a Google search, and you'll likely to easily find the timeline for Metroid and what to play first, and then the following titles chronologically. So Metroid Dread story is about an old, supposedly extinct species of enemies. The Federation receives some intel that they are in a certain planet, and then they send a couple of robots. If I'm not mistaken, it's 4 or 5 to be precise. Now, these robots are basically indestructible, and they get cut off from HQ. They lost complete connection with this soldiers, automated soldiers. So Samus, being the badass bounty hunter that she is sent to this planet to investigate. Now, when she arrives, she crash lands her ship and she finds herself underground trying to get back to the ship. On her way to her ship, she finds these robots and they are actually working for an unknown enemy. Now, when it comes to mechanics, it is what you expect from a Metroid game. Now, if you haven't played a Metroid game yet, it's a basic side-scrolling platformer. You have jumping, you have crouching. Samus has the Morph Ball, which is a mechanic that she transforms into a technological ball. But there is an addition of a few mechanics in the game that I want to talk about, primarily the arachnoid suit, I guess it's called, which allows you to actually walk between the wall, which allows you to walk through walls. You stick to certain walls and you can actually use that in combat as well. You also have the grappling hook. I've never seen grappling hook on a Metroid game. If I missed a game that has grappling hook, please let me know in the comments below, but I don't think so. What got my attention the most was the stealth mechanics. Now, it's not about being silent or being hidden during a gameplay. It's about standing still with cloak mode and waiting for the right time to go through that route. Now, the enemies, like I said, these robots that becomes your enemies, they are practically indestructible. What you need to do to finish them off is go around looking for the core unit of that city. Now, that core unit is going to lend you enough power to upgrade temporarily your suit, and you're going to actually have your handgun evolve. And that's how you're actually going to beat those robots. You're going to have enough juice to actually penetrate the robots. I really enjoyed that mechanic, and that's basically where the stealth mechanics play their part. There is nowhere else that they can play their part. That's it. This game has gorgeous graphics. It looks amazing. When it is on dock mode, I do believe that it runs on 1080p. Frame rate wise, it is what you would expect from a first party Nintendo game. It's stable. Now, one thing that I found uncomfortable is the quantity of elements in front of Samus. Now, when you have a platformer like that, you have basically 3 layers of elements. Now, the middle layer is the layer where your character is and where all the destructible elements, enemies, and interactable elements are. You have one layer behind that character, which is usually the background and secondary elements that compose the background. And in the front layer, you have a few elements that usually are interactable, and you have also a few items to compose the scenario. That's how we actually see that. Now, there are a lot of layers in between, and these days, since we use 3D most of the time, that's not how exactly works. You have a 3D scene and you just position the camera. Now, when it comes to elements that would be in front of Samus, I think it was too much, especially with the light elements. It takes away my concentration, especially with the robots battle. It takes away my concentration. I didn't like it. I thought it was a bit too much. It certainly doesn't make the game horrible, but graphic wise it looks amazing, and animations are gorgeous. The textures look just phenomenal, and I honestly think that this game, aside from this that I just said, there's no bad point at all with this game. Alright, so my final thoughts. Do I think Metroid Dread is worth it? Hell yeah. I mean, it's Metroid, it's Nintendo. You either like it or you hate it. There's no middle ground here. Um, I am sad for those people who say that Nintendo is for children. This has never been the case. So, um, Metroid Dread is definitely worth playing, and it's definitely worth the price. It is a AAA game from one of the biggest companies in the industry, and it's just a joy to be experienced. Alright, guys, this is it for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. All that stuff is really important. I'm working on a few art videos, so when those drop, please leave that like and share those videos. I am primarily an artist, so whenever I upload one of the art videos, it's from my heart. It's what I really enjoy doing. Not that I don't like the gaming reviews, but I've studied 10 years to become an artist, and that's what I actually want to do. So if you guys could give me that support, I would really appreciate it. Don't forget, Vracc Studio has merch on Redbubble, so if you have some time to spare and you have a few bucks in your wallet that you're not using, just give me that support. I really appreciate it. And just go pick up Metroid Dread if you haven't yet. Just go ahead. Go on. Also, subscribe. It's free. Bye bye.